June 1998, Las Vegas, Nevada, 10:14 p.m. The casino floor is packed. Tourists shout at the craps tables. Neon lights pulse overhead. Waitresses weave through the crowd balancing trays of cheap cocktails. In the middle of it all, standing in front of a slot machine, a gray-haired man remains perfectly still. He doesn't look nervous. He doesn't look wealthy. He doesn't look important. In less than a minute, he's about to turn a machine designed to never lose into his personal money printer. No weapons, no explosions, no outside hacking, just a key. And a microchip the size of a fingernail. His name is Dennis Nickrash, and he didn't try to predict luck. He decided to program it. How does a simple locksmith outmaneuver a billion-dollar casino industry? And how long can you steal from the house before the house catches on? Before Las Vegas, before the lights, before the jackpots. Dennis was just a locksmith in Chicago. He wasn't a trained engineer. He wasn't a Silicon Valley programmer. But he understood something better than most engineers ever would. How systems lock, and therefore, how they unlock. From a young age, he took apart industrial locks, studied spring tension, pin tolerances, fractions of millimeters. When Dennis looked at a locked door, he didn't see a barrier. He saw a puzzle. But the world was changing. Locks were no longer just steel. They were becoming silicon. Modern slot machines, especially in Las Vegas, weren't mechanical. They were armored computers. Inside each one, a processor. An EEPROM chip. A pseudo-random number generator. Proprietary code. Encryption. Every machine was programmed to ensure that, over time, the house always won. It wasn't luck. It was controlled mathematics. And Dennis realized something critical. He didn't need to predict the number. He needed to change the machine's instructions so that when the button was pressed, the outcome was already decided in his favor. So he did something unexpected for someone of his generation. He learned electronics. He learned basic programming. He bought technical manuals. He studied schematics. And he legally acquired a machine identical to the ones used in casinos. Then he dismantled it, piece by piece, until he found the heart, the chip. If he could swap the chip, he could control the result. Trying to predict the outcome of a slot machine was impossible. But manipulating it? That was another story. Dennis bought chip programming equipment, studied the manufacturer's proprietary code, and created something simple, but devastating. A chip identical to the original, except for one hidden instruction, a secret command. When triggered by a specific sequence of credits or button presses, the machine would immediately pay out a jackpot. No probability, no randomness, not luck. Instruction. But there was a bigger problem. How do you swap a chip in the middle of a casino? These machines had magnetic sensors, silent alarms, ceiling-mounted cameras, trained security. The solution was both analog and digital. First, the locks. Despite all the technology, the machines still relied on standardized physical locks. The manufacturer used a limited number of combinations. Dennis did what he had always done. He built a universal master key. It opened the side panel in seconds. Second, distraction. He assembled a team. Not hackers, not engineers, blockers. Ordinary people who positioned themselves around the machine, playing nearby slots, holding newspapers, talking loudly, creating a human wall. To casino cameras, it looked like a small crowd. Inside that crowd, it was surgery. Dennis inserted the key, opened the panel, removed the original chip, inserted the modified one, closed it, locked it, all in under a minute. The machine now answered to him. He never triggered it immediately. That would have been obvious. He would walk away, grab coffee, use the restroom, wait. An accomplice would sit down, play normally, build a history. Then another team member would execute the secret command. Coin inserted, sequence activated, lever pulled, first reel, second reel, third reel, jackpot, lights explode, sirens blare, security approaches, smiling, champagne, photographs, a giant ceremonial check. The casino celebrated its own robbery. Over the years, the group walked away with millions. It wasn't a one-time hit, it was a system. But every system fails for one simple reason: people. Over time, tension grew within the group. Arguments over money, ego, distrust. Someone talked. An anonymous tip reached authorities. And when the FBI started listening, they didn't use cameras. They used microphones, wiretaps, surveillance, recordings. While Dennis explained the scheme to an associate, federal agents were learning every detail. The arrest didn't happen on the casino floor. It happened at home. Fast, direct. Agents found modified chips, programming equipment, master keys, technical notes. The casino industry panicked because they realized something bigger. He hadn't just exploited a glitch, he had exposed a structural weakness. Within months, Nevada had to replace chips in thousands of machines, upgrade locks, rewrite encryption, spend hundreds of millions. Dennis was convicted. The total amount stolen is estimated at more than $16 million. But not all of it was ever recovered, which leaves an uncomfortable question. Did he act alone? Or was the knowledge replicated? Officially, the case was closed, but the real lesson was something else. The casino wasn't defeated by force. It wasn't defeated by luck. It was defeated by someone who understood that behind every digital fortress, there is still a lock. And every lock was built by someone. And anything built by someone can be taken apart by someone else. So here's the final question. If you could press a button and guarantee a jackpot, would you press it? Or would you trust luck like everyone else?